Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? It's Craig at Fludded. Good morning to you. It's 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, the 11th of May, 2023. I just want to make a quick video about a tweet I saw this morning coming in from Rob Burley. Rob Burley, if you don't know who Rob Burley is, he's just this blog, you know? Rob Burley, it says, editor Beth Rigby interviews, Sky News, ex-BBC head of political programmes, book out in May. That's today. Living irritatingly with Parkinson's. Oh man. Info and then an email address. I had a little bit of look into Rob, and I'll just get his wiki up, which I know we can't trust wiki, but for something like this, it should be fine. And on his Wikipedia page, it tells us that he grew up in the 1970s. He began his career as researcher for the Labour Party, which is a political organisation here in the United Kingdom. He's a member of Parliament, Labour Party member of Parliament, Paul Flynn. He joined ITV in 1996, rose to becoming editor of political shows. Eventually ended up working on the Andrew Neil Show, executive producer of Brexit Cast on television, which was that weird show which was like a TV show that didn't need cameras. You know, they're on camera with headphones on so they could hear each other, sat next to each other. Kind of weird. But that show happened. Now, I've always I thought, I might be a minority of this opinion, but I quite liked the Andrew Neil Show. I thought that they were challenging questions to whoever they got on. And that made me think, well, Rob Burley is a good guy. But of course, he's got the Labour Party backing. It says here that he lives in Brighton. That's public information. I'm not doxing him. And he got COVID-19 in March last year. So that's Rob. As I say, always liked him. And I'm just super surprised because he has a book out called That. Why the Lying B Word? Oh, why is this lying B word lying to me? Yeah, I was a little bit shocked because within the first couple of minutes, he's going straight into relaying an incident that I remember very well. Boris Johnson's got the task of getting Brexit done. 17 point something million people voted for that to happen, the majority democratic country and all that. So he's trying to make it happen. And then there's a bunch of people actively trying to stop it happening, think it's a terrible idea, even though the vote happened. It's like, we're not happy. And what we saw was, and I think in the back end of Trump happening, was just the split in people's politicalness. And I think it happened particularly bad within media. And we just found that people who were slightly left-wing in the media went full whack left-wing. And people who were slightly right-wing went full right-wing. Maybe not. I don't know. But the moderate, politics only works and democracy only works when the moderates of each side start talking to each other. And that kind of stopped happening. So Boris is doing this. He's doing a promotion thing. He's turned up at some dairy. He's loading a van with milk. And let's see if I can share it with you what happens. Let's play.
Well, good morning, Piers. Well, the Prime Minister just arrived in the last few seconds. You can see he's just gone inside with the owners of this local dairy here. He's kind of being briefed really as to how he should put on a coat. So
you can see the camera is filming from far off. By the way, these guys, Good Morning Britain, aren't wanted there. They weren't invited. There's an ongoing dispute between the fact that Boris Johnson was refusing, I think through Cummings, the media guy, to not go on Good Morning Britain. And the reason for that was Piers Morgan has been name-calling and being very abusive on Twitter. Here's one tweet from Piers Morgan. The irony of Boris Johnson winning the election on a pledge to take back control when he now completely lost control of his country through his mind-blowing, dithering incompetence. I mean, this is oh yeah, I'll come on your show. No problemo. It's kind of bizarre. And then there's this one. Sorry, what you're doing? Like BBC Breakfast. Boris Johnson to appear on BBC Breakfast. Piers Morgan's mad because he's on the other side. He's got the same show on the other side. Sorry, what you're doing them again before honouring your repeated on-air promises to do us at Good Morning Britain. Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Wow, and there was me naively thinking we could take you at your word. Very shabby by you and Conservatives to stitch us up like this. Thumbs down. This is Piers Morgan, right? I mean, you know, I'm struggling to see how Piers Morgan can survive becoming the first serving British Prime Minister to be found guilty of breaking the law, especially when it was a law he created to stop the rest of us doing what he did. I think if I got something on the headlines that came out. So Piers Morgan, the scandalous 11 years, the life of Piers Morgan. So, this is this is a wealthy, rich, well-to-do guy who's there he is with Rebecca Brooks. Remember her? She became the face of animosity towards her and News of the World, which eventually folded. Andy Coulson. Here's one of his front pages: Cocaine Kate. Comparing people to the Nazis. He got punched several times by Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson used to love punching people. According to this, I mean, I don't know if it actually happened. I didn't see it. I wasn't there. There's this thing about this hoax about soldiers urinating on prisoners, and then he posted this thing saying, "Sorry, we were hoaxed." I mean, the money's been made by then. The Insider, The Private Diaries of Scandalous Decade, Piers Morgan, The Secrets the Stars Didn't Want You to Read. So this is the type of guy we're talking about. The guy will do anything for publicity. He is absolutely he's really good at it. If there's a story that comes out, a trending story, he will go into his hard drive. You'll find a picture of him with the celebrity in the story and post it on Twitter straight away. Here I am with the footballer. Here I am with that politician. Here I am with Paul McCartney. Here I am with this person. You can guarantee if he's got the picture, he will tweet it out again or get his people to do it. I don't know. And that's just the kind of guy he is. And, that's good social media work, right? That's what you want. So you're probably thinking, what's this got to do with Rob Burley? Well, Rob Burley kind of covered this event. And let's just watch a little bit more.
What he should be doing, he'll be handing out some bottles of milk and loading up one of the milk.
So he just said there that Boris Johnson's been briefed on what to wear. You can't hear what they're talking about. Boris could be asking him questions about his business. How long have you been in business? How is it going? What's the dairy industry like at the moment? Blah, 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 right? That could be happening. We don't know, but we're being told by Good Morning Britain that this is he's been told what clothes to wear. Okay.
Of milk and loading up one of the milk vans here.
So he's gonna. So the press obviously want shots. He's gonna load up a milk van. He's got a crate and it's got "Get Brexit Done" stuck on the front of it. I mean, it's true. This is a definite media. We want to get a positive message out.
Accredited media for all the.
Which is what people do, right? I kind of get it. We know that it's a thing. So look at this. Look how smug Susanna is. So they're sitting there listening.
Give him the full barrels.
No.
So Piers has just told Jonathan Swain to shout a question to him.
Piers, that is
fair enough.
So we are here. We've kind of hidden out the car. You can see here he is. Here's Boris now. One sec. Here we go.
There you go. There's the picture. Carrying some milk. Get Brexit done. Right.
Morning,
That's
Prime
all they
Minister.
want.
Will you come on Good Morning Britain, Prime Minister. I've just had a reaction here from one of the minders.
See that? They love it. You love it, watching it. Everyone's loving it. The gallery are like going, "Oh my god!" Because they can't get done for that because it was it wasn't their fault. They weren't prepared for it. But of course, Jonathan Swain, who loves it too. Everyone loves it. This is what they want. They've got a right-hand guy to Boris Johnson swearing on camera, right? Gotcha. Yeah, whoa, boom, front page, right? That's what they want. They're not interested in bringing you truth. They're interested in bringing you, what's the word? Hyperbole, right? They want it to be big. Now, Johnson Swain is in a minute going to say, can you do something rather than get one of your team to swear on camera or something like that? He's like, it's really bad what you did. It's like, well, no, it's not. he turned round and you were there. He didn't know he was on camera. You put him on camera. It's just, you see, anyway, I'm getting wound up by it because it's so unfair, so wrong that journalists can do this.
You're not getting near Boris. Look at that.
Right, so, I mean, it's a circus, right? It was such a bad move.
Will you come on Good Morning Britain and deliver on your promise to talk to Piers and Susanna? We're ready to go. We're live on...
Right, so they're saying, oh, you're ignoring... he's not. He's ignoring them. So obviously he said, "Yes, I'll come on your show," and that wasn't true. He's not. No. Well, maybe he has got an intention to go on the show, but then the more Piers was going on social media and hounding him for not doing it, it's bizarre that they'd think he'd ever want to go on your show if you're just going to abuse him. And that's exactly what you do. They would make a spectacle of him because they don't like him. They don't like the Brexit idea. They don't like anything. Right, which is fair enough. You know, you're allowed to do that. But what's wrong about this is it's manipulating viewers. I think it's manipulating people in a certain direction. And some people are. If you hate Boris, you love it. You think, oh, good, I want to be manipulated. I'm already manipulated. I'm in that bubble. I've taken that pill. I'm happy for people to affirm how I feel on television. I love it. Retweet, retweet, retweet. This is how people behave.
Welcome to come on.
Now, in terms of this Johnson Swain guy,
I'm actually being
you hear him laughing, absolutely killing themselves in the studio, loving it.
pushed and shoved at the moment.
So there's no anger. There's no anger towards Boris. Is enjoyment of humiliation. Okay.
Well, by one of
but they argue we're about bringing you the truth. We want to bring you truth. No, they're not. They want to enjoy themselves. They want to humiliate. That's what Piers Morgan's all about.
Interview the minder. Interview him.
So here he is about to make a judgment call saying, oh, it's really bad that you swore.
This morning. You sure? Do you want to keep your tone your language down as well? Because people are watching this morning. Thanks very much.
Yeah. So he's like, he see, there's that judgment call in there. It's like, you want him to swear, don't you? It's so manipulative.
To come on air once he's delivered his bottles of milk.
I mean, it's a car crash for them, not, and for I think for Good Morning Britain. But everyone else would think, well, it's a scoop. This has had, it's only had 152,000 views. Oh, that's a shame.
Prime Minister,
I thought
will
this
you
had
deliver
loads
on your
more.
promise to come on Good Morning Britain?
Of course I will.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's going to say that. Get out my face. What do I say to make you go away? You know, if you're going to be approached in a dishonest manner, then you deserve dishonesty back. That's my thinking. We're playing a game here, right? What's this got to do with Rob Burley? Well, I get so mad when I see the media behaving badly. I mean, yeah, I'm not political on my channel, so you could probably say, well, yeah, but look how bad Boris is. Like, absolutely, I get it, but that's not what my interest is. I'm interested in the media. So Rob Burley has a book out. He has a book out. Let's position this somewhere you can see it, and it's called "Why Is This Lying B Word Lying to Me?" Delicious Read says left-wing journalist. Emily Mateless. Very funny, says television comedian Steve Coogan. Steve Coogan certainly knows what's funny as far as I'm concerned. Searching for the truth on political TV. I was sold. I went to my Audible. I had a free credit, so I downloaded it, and here it is. And I started listening to it, and he's kind of like covering that story. We just listen.
Campaign. Johnson's team repeatedly promises the GMB team, including Morgan personally, that he will do an interview on the show.
Right. So Rob Burley's saying that the Prime Minister promised he would do an interview on the show. Meanwhile, no mention from Rob Burley in this book what Piers Morgan was doing on Twitter. The tweets he was sending out, atting at Boris Johnson, at the Conservative Party, to Piers Morgan's credit, I'm not entirely convinced. I mean, he says he's left wing, but he's kind of like, he seemed like he was being balanced. I don't know if it's a trick. You just don't know with him, but he was definitely being abusive. Why? If you want somebody to help you, why would you abuse them? And you could say, well, he's got a duty to the viewers, and that's what they did say. Well, he's got a duty to people in the country who not Good Morning Britain viewers. Good Morning Britain viewers can watch him on BBC News. As long as he does interviews, it's fine. And he did, and he was. Just wasn't going to people who were being rude to him. And quite right. There's no. Why should he get up in the morning and have to put up with that? I mean, yes, he should be challenged on things he does, and it shouldn't be an easy ride for him. But he shouldn't be called names. That ain't right.
But it's the day before the election, and time has run out. All those promises have turned out
Day
to be
before
lies.
election. Okay, big deal.
So Swaney has to wait in the cold, and when Johnson arrives at
Poor Swaney. So Swaney's the victim here.
6:35 a.m., Piers Morgan goes live to Pudsey. There's a minor media scrum, but
A minor media scrum. Okay. Now, watch the use of language. He's going to use words like saunters, and he's going to mention that the guy who swore was a vote leave guy. All this stuff is designed to convince you to think a certain way about what's happening, or to think a certain way about Boris and anyone around him and his cloud.
not much is happening. Johnson is inside the dairy, being briefed by staff.
Yeah, it was being briefed, but we don't even know that. We don't know. It looked like they was just
The
chatting to him.
plan
But
is for
okay,
the Prime Minister to load one of the milk vans with a few crates of semi-skimmed, while the assembled press take pictures.
that's true.
Swaney explains all this to viewers, while Morgan urges him to shout a question at Johnson.
That's true. That's what happened.
But the GMB reporter has other ideas. He
Well,
wants to get up close and personal.
right. Why would the reporter want to get personal, and why is Rob Burley not criticising that? And it's probably because it's not really true. He didn't want to get up close and personal. He was looking for any opportunity he could to get. He was waiting for. It was none of this was happening. Why should a journalist get up close and personal to somebody? What, personable? Personal? Really? Is that what journalists are supposed to do?
At 6:37 a.m., Johnson, who has finally grasped the logistics of the photo opportunity,
Finally grasped. Johnson's finally worked out. Oh, what a stupid guy. How stupid. What a stupid idiot. He's finally got. We all knew. Johnson didn't know. He's understood this obvious thing. This is the intonation of this book. This is a minute 2:29 of this blimmin' book.
saunters towards the cameras in the direction of the milk.
He's sauntering. He's an idiot. He's sauntering. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. This is what he's doing. If Johnson was a hero to him, he'd be like, he strode boldly towards the cameras. It would be a completely different choice of words, but these are deliberate word choices.
Swaney is hiding. As his prey
Sorry, did you hear that? He just said Swaney was hiding.
van, where Swaney is hiding.
Why is the journalist hiding? If that's why would you go to a press thing and then hide? Unless you were planning to do some sensationalism. It's all crap. It's just crap.
As his prey approaches, the GMB man politely calls out his...
He politely calls. Mr. So yelling's now calling, and he was been doing it politely. So he's a nice guy. Remember, he's the victim. Now he was a victim before. Now he's the nice guy. It's not. It's kind of like this is a major. You're screwing up like a PR event. Which is what this is. And of course, people are going to be annoyed about that. Of course, you might argue, well, it's too bad. He's got to be held accountable wherever he goes. Yeah, fine, I get it. But we all understand, even if you don't agree with how their political beliefs or what they're doing, you understand that they're going to be annoyed by this. So this is why the presenters back in the studio are enjoying it so much, because this is a total,
question.
The rubbernecking.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Will you come on Good Morning Britain, Prime Minister?
Good morning, Prime Minister. Will you come on? Do you remember that's how he asked it? I mean, I've just dramatised it in a different way, but I dramatised it. He's dramatising it a different way. We know what he said and how he asked.
Before Johnson can answer, one of his media minders, Vote Leave veteran Rob Oxley.
That's the guy who swore. So we're being told he was a Vote Leave. So that's now people are like very, very against the idea of leaving the EU. So this is obviously, he feels that is a bad attachment to that guy, because the guy's not identified on camera, by the way. He's identifying him now, but he's pointing out he's a Vote Leave guy. Are we allowed to point out, like in the cover of the book, under Rob Burley's name, can we put brackets, ex-Labour guy? Can we put that in there? No? Why not? You know, it's just not. It's not balanced. It's not fair. It's not right. It's manipulation, and I hate it.
Blocks Swaney's way and, with a look of utter contempt, spits, "Oh, for fuck's sake," on national television. There are gasps and...
Do you remember that's how he said it? He didn't... I mean, yeah, all right. He did say that. And it was... I think it was more annoyed than that, but okay. I'll
hoots
let
of
you have
glee
that.
back in the studio.
Yep.
Morgan and Reed are less worried about an impressionable child viewer hearing the F-bomb on breakfast television than they are amused at the tetchiness of Johnson's henchmen.
Right. So they're enjoying it. This is what I pointed out. They're not being amused. They're absolutely loving it. And the gallery will be too. Everyone will be. The bosses, ITV, everybody, all the way down the line, behind the doors, in private rooms, will be loving it. Because there's nothing Ofcom can do. There'll be complaints, but they can't stop people suddenly swearing live on air. There's nothing they can do about it. Doorstepping, it sucks, man. It sucks. It's not really
The look on
doorstepping
his
this.
face, that minder, exclaims Reed. Swaney asks Oxley to stop pushing him around. Wow, says Morgan. Then the GMB camera swings to the left to find the Prime Minister loading the milk van.
I think it was swinging to the right.
Will you deliver on your promise to speak to Piers and
No, it's
Susanna?
left.
Asked Swaney, striding towards Johnson.
Striding. So Swaney strides, Johnson saunters.
Who was about to head back to get another crate. We're ready to go. We're live on ITV right now, Prime Minister. We have
He sounds so nice, doesn't he, Jonathan Swain? Sounds lovely.
an earpiece in my pocket.
I've kind of heard, I mean, you've sort of heard enough. You get the idea. I think it's mental. I think it's absolutely bonkers that you can bring out a book like this. I mean, he's going to make a fortune from this probably, and it's just garbage. I'm going to get my credit back. I can refund it through the app. I haven't got to 10 minutes yet, but I still want to listen to it. You know, I don't. It's not. We all need to. It's not for me to tell people what to do, but I can't do it. I'm going to speak for myself. I can't listen to people, even if I agree with them. If I know that they are not playing fair, being disingenuous, I just can't do it. I can't bear it. And it annoys me so much because I know so many people are going to be swayed by this. And it kind of depresses me more than annoys me. I just think it's kind of sad. And I'm really disappointed. I used to like Rob Burley, and now I just don't. I think that's it. He's kind of like sold out a little bit. But what can you do? Anyway, what do you think about all that? It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? But this is what the media are doing. The media are need to be kept in check, like the politicians do. But it's not my job to keep politicians in check. I want to make these people accountable for stuff they're turfing out. And this is why we hear things like fake news in the media, because it's in a bad shape. What do you think? Can a journalist be an activist? Because this is activism for me. This guy might as well be working for Labour still. And if it was the other way around, somebody attacking Labour, I'd feel exactly the same way. Unfortunately, attacking Labour doesn't mean anything at the minute because they've got no power. So when they're in power, it'd be interesting. All you'll have is right-wing people attacking them, and all the left-wing journalists will shut the hell up. It's depressing. All right, what do you think? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you later. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.